The line at the airport security checkpoint was unusually long that morning, with travelers anxiously shuffling their feet, checking watches, and whispering to companions. Among them was a young woman in her late 20s, carrying a small, unassuming backpack and a rolling suitcase. She looked calm, almost eerily so, which immediately caught the attention of one of the TSA agents, a veteran named Carl, who had a keen eye for inconsistencies. When she reached the front of the line, Carl noticed something odd in her documents. Her IDs seemed slightly off, the font looked unusual, and the expiration date had been altered. "Ma'am, can you step aside for a moment, please?" Carl said, trying to keep his tone professional but firm. The woman's expression didn't falter. In fact, she smiled politely, as though expecting this. He guided her to a small secondary screening area where a more advanced scanner and metal detectors awaited. The other passengers murmured, some glancing nervously at the drama unfolding. Carl had seen many cases over the years, from misplaced IDs to outright fraud, and he had a gut feeling this wasn't just a simple mistake. She placed her backpack on the conveyor belts, and Carl instructed her to step through the body scanner. As the machine whirred and beeped, a strange pattern appeared on the screen. Carl frowned, leaning closer. It wasn't the usual alert for concealed weapons or electronics. The scanner highlighted something in her chest area, not metallic, but radiating in a way the system flagged as unusual. He signaled for a closer look. Seconds later, the machine produced a startling visual. Beneath the ordinary clothing, the scanner revealed a holographic ID embedded under her skin, complete with an official seal. Carl blinked. He had seen a lot in his career, but nothing like this. The woman didn't panic. Instead, she reached into her pocket and handed Carl a small card. "I suppose this explains a lot," she said softly. Carl glanced at the card, then back at the scanner. The card and the embedded ID matched perfectly. It was authentic, and the name corresponded to an identity he recognized from federal security databases. She was not a fraud, not at all. In fact, she was a high-level government operative assigned to an undercover mission that required her true identity to be concealed even from airport security. Carl felt a mix of relief and awe. He had nearly detained a person whose life was dedicated to protecting the nation, someone whose entire existence depended on secrecy. The woman smiled again, this time with a hint of amusement. "I can see why you were concerned," she said, her tone light, almost teasing. "Not many get this far without questioning a few details." Carl nodded, still recovering from the shock, and guided her back to the line, this time with an unspoken respect. As she walked away, other agents whispered in disbelief. Some checked the scanner logs repeatedly, trying to comprehend what they had just witnessed. Carl, meanwhile, stayed at his post, reflecting on how appearances could be deceiving and how technology could sometimes reveal truths no one expected. The incident was quietly logged, classified, and stored in files few would ever see. But for Carl, it became a story he would never forget. The day he nearly detained a government operative, only for the scanner to reveal the extraordinary truth within seconds. And as the woman disappeared down the gate corridor, blending effortlessly into the crowd of ordinary travelers, Carl couldn't help but wonder how many other people around him were living double lives, hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for the world to see the truth. If you enjoyed this story and want more intense thrillers and suspenseful adventures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with friends who love a good mystery. Your support helps me bring you more stories just like this one.